Welcome to game number 1 of Twizzy in the yellow versus Jamie in the red in this tournament game. It's the Titan Season 12 tournament organized by AD Gaming, where we've got a best of 5. Jamie as Nod versus Twizzy as GDI. Twizzy moving forwards quite a bit in order to just get closer to like these 3 Tiberium fields. And I guess it's also like a more aggressive spot. And there is their first harvester. Second one for Jamie is going to be difficult unless they place it there indeed. Just because, well, the others are like quite far away. Then you first need to go for like either an Apache or a silo or something else just to get to the extra field. But using just, well, the like back of your base field with 2 refineries of course works too. 105 power, 5 power, okay, no problems there. And eco slightly faster of course for Jamie, so they're like 300, 500 ahead in terms of harvested amount. But right now with these harvesters, Twizzy should be catching up, and it's not mattering all that much since well, people have still got cash in the bank. So unless you start dropping like full harvesters behind, then it could become a problem, but like, this doesn't really matter yet. So, third hand of Nod already. Might be a bit much, because, well, there is the war factory. Seeing like Nod versus GDI, and you're like 3 hands of Nod already. Ooh, normally you would expect, well, airstrip after your 3rd refinery, maybe after your 4th if you do indeed go for Apache. And immediate turret. I don't hate it, since you do of course see the war factory. But like, don't you want to first know where they're going? Sure, this is a very good looking target, I get that. But maybe they just want to snipe off your power first, or your Apache, because they don't really have an answer to that. Maybe they just sit back, and it would have been better for you to just expand yourself. And going down with the medium tank could also be quite dangerous, because of the way these harvesters or like refineries are located, you're cutting yourself up. You can't really go through there. It's not as bad, of course, as putting your airstrip in a choke point, but it's still not amazing. So turret there to clean up. Already invested 1500 in turrets to deal with also like, oh no, don't tell, yeah, that's right. 1500 in turrets just to deal with like effectively 2000 in turrets just to defend against 1 medium tank. That's not really adding up to me. Looks almost like a campaign base like this. Nice little road into the refineries and then like turret on either side. Oh well. Now that's 2500. I mean, being defensive I don't mind it, but this might be a bit much. I mean, they can see that, right? Yes. Yes they can. So, if you see like the enemy going for 2500 worth of turrets, you're like, well, maybe I should just focus on my infantry a little bit more first. Other options, since they don't have an airstrip, go into an Orca for instance, just slowly whittle those things down. And medium tank now going forward somewhat with its like support. And that's infantry, or like hand Nod number 4. Alright. Do you have the same rules that that Rash has or something? Like no airstrip? I'm pretty sure you don't. But, why? Why those turrets? Like, you're facing off against 2 whole tanks. And you're building like 7 turrets? Like, these grenadiers are more of a problem than those 2 tanks. Kinda not. Gets sold off, destroyed. And using your flamethrowers. Okay, very nice. Up here, well, there is no turret yet. Are you going to build another 2? I mean, you have the cash. So, of course you could. it just wouldn't make sense. There are no medium tanks there. Like this turret, it's so far back. Like, what did it do? Maybe it scared away one tank at some point, but in like actual damage, did it do anything? I don't think so. Anyways, over there, like, refinery goes down, which is quite a big deal. I mean, this harvester now has to go like there, and the other one has to go like all the way back here, all the way around if it has to locate to another refinery. That's like not possible. And this one refinery is too efficient for 2 harvesters. And now, through all of those turrets, they are still at your construction yard. And it's sold off. You won't be constructing any more turrets. Apache sitting down, still some ammo left, but not a lot. And that means you've got to do it with just like 4 hands and odd. Okay, just, but like 3 now. Okay. Also like, no, 4 still, because you've got that one. Against medium tanks, that's quite difficult. Especially if they ever go into like a higher tax level. That eco is pretty good. They're running away with the eco right now. They're on like 26,000 versus your 23,000. And that while you were ahead, of course. At the start. And over here, flamethrowers are getting some pretty good shots off. I mean, KD is 2-1. Even though a lot of those things were just, well, they were infantry units on both sides. So it's not as if one of those stats has like very high value units and the other one doesn't. Of course, there were some tanks mixed in, but that's actually for the like 2-1, not the like 1-2. Anyways, medium tank trying to shoot at an infantry unit. Of course, that's not going to work. And 3 more tanks. Sure, you've got a couple of rocket soldiers which might be able to do something. And you've still got your turrets. 3 of them at least. Probably 4. Yes, indeed, 4. And ooh, that hurts. Yep, stuck harvesters. Not great to see that. But Twizzy. But other than that, I mean, this harvester is not exactly inefficient. Not mega efficient, but it's also not too bad. Here, same thing. Like, this one is trying to, like, switch with the other one. Now it should be able to go in there, so stupid game. Oh. This one should now be able to go in there soon-ish, and the rocket soldiers are driven away. Will the Apache be able to finish it off? No, and they will just finish a couple of the grenadiers off. So, up here, Gridlock has been fixed, seemingly by killing off one... No, not killing off one harvester. And Flamethrower is now going in for the kill on the War Factory. Is it going to work? It should not work. And it's not going to work. Except a 1 and a 2 and a sold off. It did work, because Apaches are amazing sometimes. And once you're up against them, they are super annoying. And over here, well, medium tanks, just 3 of them left, not going to have any more. But they do destroy the turret. It did a lot, that turret. And hint of not, did get up a couple more flamethrowers and 1 rocket soldier. But after that, it did go down. Over here, the Apache does have a little bit of ammo left. It can't really drop down. And there come the floods of flamethrowers. Apache sits down, which means that it goes down. After that, selling off your helipad, okay. And... well, not really taking down most of those grenadiers. On the other side, Harvester was... yeah, Harvester also was captured. And it's... I mean, it's not efficient, so you can just as well sell it off. I think it was destroyed, not sold off, but oh well. Eco, surprisingly even, all things considered. And... well, now with neither player able to construct any vehicles, let's see like who should win this. Infantry numbers is like pretty similar. But this field of Tiberium is pretty efficient still for this harvester. Not so much for these two. These two are also not exactly efficient. This is their closest field, or this one. If they do go to this one, it is like depleted very quickly. Of course, that also hurts the enemy, so it's not a big deal. This one, not efficient, but I guess it's like just as badly efficient for both. And let me just check that. According to the thing, which doesn't work, but it kind of works, Twizzy should be barely ahead, but it's about to flip the other way most likely. And well, Twizzy also might just be ahead here. Killing of buildings. If that's another Hand of Nod gone, where is the production going to come from? Just there. Can they somehow sneak in here with anything and kill it? I'm not really sure. Looking at the other side, like there are still 2 barracks left. And well, yeah. Killing those is of course also an option for Jamie. Don't get me wrong about that. But just killing this Hand of Nod should guarantee Twizzy the victory. Easier said than done though. And over here, flamethrowers. Getting some pretty decent-ish shots off. I mean, I'm pretty sure they went like 1-to-1. But over here. Harvester, you need to drive over a couple of these infantry units. Or you can just run away and like give up that refinery. Over here though, that's a lot of grenadiers. They're on the wrong side though. Turrets by now have been sold off, okay. You know what, it might actually be worth it to sell off one of these harvesters just to increase efficiency. They have to go all the way around, that's such a long way away. And, well, Jamie now moving in with their flamethrowers. Twizzy, not really, and like, where are they going? Also like, hey, did you listen to me? This is a pre-recorded game. You can't be changing things after the fact. And, okay, well, there goes another 2 things. A power plant and a refinery. Does mean that everything you've got has to go to 1 refinery. That's not going to work. On the other side though, everything you've got has to go to 1 refinery. That's still not going to work. It's not as if that changes because all of a sudden you're GDI and that refinery is so much better. Nope, sadly no, that doesn't work. That means that as soon as the refinery goes down, Twizzy wins. As soon as the Hand of Nod goes down, Twizzy wins. The other way though, it still goes. Killing off both barracks, Jamie wins. Killing off the refinery, Jamie also most likely wins. It's just, well, looking at how well Jamie has been sniping and how well Twizzy has been sniping, I would say that Twizzy is more likely to snipe either of these 2 buildings. Flamethrowers sitting there in the choke, just trying to keep all of those grenadiers at bay. And you know what? They're succeeding at that quite well, but oh, that's the last 2 flamethrowers gone there. Now you've got to drive over them with your harvesters. You really have to, because the rocket soldiers are not going to do anything. That's a gone refinery. That means that 0 cash and game paused, because yes, that was the winning scenario for Twizzy. Eco of 47,900 versus 42,600 in favor of Twizzy. Game 2 on the 2 rivers with Jamie in the red versus Twizzy in the blue. And I forgot to look at factions, but it is a nod for Jamie and it is also a nod for Twizzy. So it's a nod mirror on this map. Okay, sure. Let's ask you to subscribe, because hey, I need to. I don't know how to do it else. But yeah, okay. So, grenadiers are not going to be a thing here. Flamethrowers are moving forward still. And already with like double ref over here for Jimmy. And Twizzy with the second ref as well. So I've got a toggle. Right, there we go. And okay, third ref is out now for Jimmy. And third ref is not out yet for Twizzy. There it is, okay. Efficiency, this one is slightly worse than this one, and these two are pretty much on par with these two. Scouting will be denied. Always great to see that. Denying scouting. Yep, the scouting has all been denied pretty much, like off the bases themselves. Might be able to try and go around, but look at your health, man. Don't do it for the cause. And dead. Yeah. He loved doing what he died loving what he did. Sure. Anyways, airstrip over there, airstrip over here. Sure thing. And double power plant after that is 175 excess power, which is fine. It's just because like the L shape from a power plant is of course more easier to go down with than with a silo. And it's like 200 to 300, so I think it's also like more efficient for going down. Yes, I think so. Anyways, 4 refs over here, and it is already 5 over here. Scouting now for Twizzy will be good. Scouting over here now for Jamie will also be good. Twizzy scouting, pretty good. There. Jamie scouting, good. And Twizzy scouting, also pretty good. Indeed. So, buggy numbers will probably be similar, so depending on where they fight is going to matter most. In terms of who takes the better engagements. And will you be able to take this buggy? No, and you will lose yours. Okay, so a lot of buggies over here actually for Twizzy, surprisingly enough. Close to the reinforcements from Jamie, yet Twizzy has more. Just because they're not getting these. And ooh, selling off already. All in on double warfare. All in on double airstrip. Right. Sure. 5 ref double airstrip. Okay. Maybe you're engaging a little too early though, because you haven't really spent that 2.5 grand yet. And the buggy numbers are not exactly looking all that amazing for you. Engineer is going down, okay. Buggy numbers on the other side though. You've got like 6 buggies here. Flamethrowers are not dead yet, are now taking down the harvester, including the refinery, or the other way around, depending on how you look at it. The main target is, in my eyes, the harvester, so just by chance that you took down the refinery. Anyways, over here, this refinery is under attack, but should not go down if it's repaired and like taken care of with the other buggies. Over here, buggy numbers are relatively even, so it's a matter of like keeping them all engaged. These all aren't. So that's not great for Jamie. Jamie now running through with the last of their buggies. And indeed it did stay up. Right, couple of bikes running past because pathing is amazing. And what are they going to try and snipe? I assume they're going to try and snipe something. However, it doesn't really look like it. Just 2 of them is not enough. With 1 buggy, no, still not going to be enough. So they're split up. That means that the forces over here for Twizzy are actually quite a bit better. Like only 1 bike is over here, they could probably take this fight. Not that, well, decent amount of reinforcements close. Especially because those are bikes. And now, double bike, double buggy. Sure. I mean, those should be able to take down the harvest. The refinery will not take down the harvester because it's going around. Very nicely done by Twizzy, just taking it away. And now having to run back. On the other side though, could have been scary, but enough reinforcements here for Jamie to keep their airstrip alive. Buggies in the middle, or bikes in the middle, are trying to pick off some units, but it's not really working. It kinda is working, but it kinda isn't. Engaging all units is of course better, and they're doing that now. Very nice. At the same time, it seems like Twizzy isn't moving in, even though they probably could, looking at those numbers, still. And, well, Jamie doesn't seem to want to reinforce that, because, well, their eyes are probably on this. Sure. Picking a couple of buggies and bikes off over here, because those were exposed, is very nice. Engineer is likely not going to do anything. There it goes, already dead. And now, numbers over here are better for Jamie. However, they really have to watch out with what they're doing up north. If they take away too many forces there, Twizzy could just move in. And well, Twizzy is finally making the move. Moving over the river onto the base of Jamie. What do they have? A couple of buggies, like 8 buggies, and like 3 or 4 bikes. Okay, now having to pull back forces. Still going to be able to defeat Twizzy over here, and should probably be able to defend on this side. And it seems like they are indeed able to hold on. On the other side though, now with those buggies cleaned up, Jamie tries pushing forwards, but Twizzy has enough in defense. We'll probably have to pull these forces back even further, and is indeed doing that. Yes. Seems like it. Anyways, a couple of bikes still mixed in, dealing a good amount of damage. And these buggies are not going to be an issue anytime soon. Does also mean that if necessary, Jamie can go to this Turbinium field. This field is of course the last one they've got like in their base. And like this is the like optional field nog then. Yeah. But other than that, they kinda ran out, so they needed this one, because this is, well, I feel like that's still more efficient than this one. Anyways, stupid game. And it doesn't work. Okay, never mind. It's going backwards. Okay. Nice. Going to try and take down the harvester should not really work. And losing units in the process might not be a good idea. You're like 8k ahead in resources harvested, so you can take some like somewhat bad fights. But not too many. Buggy numbers over here for Jamie are quite good. But, well, Twizzy has a lot of defenses here. As in, they're able to pull all of their forces this way because Jamie isn't pressuring on the other side. Not yet, at least. They are seemingly putting a little bit of force here. Yeah, a little bit. Not too much. And over here, the numbers should be in slight favor of Twizzy, especially with the bike mixed in. So unless that is micro down by Jamie, Twizzy should have a good fight on their hands here. Jamie now finally moving in on the other side, and ooh, like 6 buggies here? They need to pull those other forces here as well, I feel. No? Okay. Oh yeah, well, Jamie didn't really have a lot either. I kind of felt like Jamie had more, but I guess not. Okay. Now, on the other side again, Jamie with more forces, that's for sure. Damaged forces on both sides though. But Jamie does indeed win this one. This engagement has been won by Jamie. And they are able to push Twizzy back to the river. Which means that Twizzy has this eco. No more. As long as Jamie is able to contain Twizzy, then they should be able to win, I feel. Just because, well, not being able to get to any of the like 4 outside fields, like this one, this one, this one, and this one, that just ruins it for you. You've got like 4 harvesters, which is fine. But that's like 1 less than what the enemy has, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't see a 5th one, so they might also be on 4 by now. And Jamie actually moving in. Not going to just strangle that enemy. Nope, they're actually going to try and move forwards over here. Even though the numbers are not looking too hot yet. On the other side though, now pinching a little bit. Combined forces, Jamie should easily win. But, well, reinforcements still close by. Some of these are very healthy. And yeah, that's not something we can say about Twizzy's forces. This is the only one which is on full HP. Then like 3/4 and half with the next best. So not amazing. Of course, firepower is not changed, but well, they go down way quicker. And this harvested, or like this field, will be harvested out quite quickly. This one, so probably like one more set, I would say. And Jamie has already started on this field. Harvester should not go down unless it gets trapped here. Because that's quite easy, well, not quite easy to do. It's quite possible. Well, trapping it over here also works, of course. And 1, 2, 3, 4, and they had 5, never mind. Apparently I just didn't see it last time. Anyways, buggy numbers still like lagging behind a little bit. Or at least like some buggies lagging behind. Which definitely is not good. Another 3 harvesters now going in. If they all like gather the Tiberium, this field will be out. And then like just like, well, also on this map actually, the critical match fight, all of a sudden their eco will drop to 0. They might be able to harvest that last field, that small field. But I'm not really sure about that. That completely depends on like how well or like how much attention Jamie pays to it. Because in the last one with Uncle DJ, I believe it was, round 2, Uncle DJ was able to, well, harvest from that field without issues, even though it could have easily been denied by the enemy. One harvester now seemingly going down, and it does. The other one will be pulled back. And that's the issue with running out of Tiberium. Already just, ooh, that hurt. 1800 versus 600, it's not a perfect metric, don't get me wrong, but it does show that the eco for Twizzy is just gone. Since this field is not available anymore, yeah, this is already a long route, and it's not going to work out. They do have a little bit of cash in the bank still, but it's not great. Like, they've got like 2 buggies left in the tank. After that, they run out. Twizzy also like long range mining, so don't get me wrong, that's not amazing eco either. But at least it's like long range mining with full. And they actually have access to those fields. This one is just going to go down. And, well, Twizzy seems to want to do the same thing to Jamie. Like, pick off a harvester. Harvester's not available for them yet, though. One now going to the Tiberium field. But being pulled back and should survive. If these forces are pulled this way, then it should survive. And by now, yeah, look. Now you can very clearly see it. 1500, it's not amazing, but it's at least better than 0. That's in the last 30 seconds. Over here, another 2 harvesters under attack, this time by Twizzy. And, well, Twizzy just chasing, Jamie not. So, could actually be a bit of a problem, but also kind of pins it, might be able to, like, trap them in here with the river. Now, going to use the bikes and buggies to, at least, attack those enemy buggies. Okay. Not really sure why Twizzy is keeping their second airstrip around. Maybe just because they're afraid that one could too easily get sniped. Not really sure. That's the most logical thing for me. Like, to me. That makes the most sense. Otherwise, I really don't know. And once again, 2 harvesters moving into, well, enemy units. It's not great. Over here, 2 harvesters are still alive. The buggies were cleaned up. And this one is going to try and block the entrance, but not going to work yet. And if Jamie wants to, they can easily kill it. And it seems like they do indeed want to do that. Okay. They want to win this match, so they will try to kill that buggy. And, well, forces and sped up again. You know what, I'll keep it sped up. Over here, buggy is now moving in for both players. Numbers are looking good for Twizzy. Twizzy trying to go around in order to snipe a harvester, but it's not going to work out. And all of a sudden, oh, last harvester going to go down. Twizzy will run out of cash, run out of will to live, and will surrender. Eco 56,700 versus 45,700. Game number 3 between Twizzy in the yellow and Jamie in the red. It is Twizzy with... it is Twizzy with Nod versus Jamie with Nod as well. Nod mirror, okay, let's go. Game number 3 on 4 pools. The 4 little pools are not actually going to matter much. Well, who cares? It might matter that, like, Jamie moved their commander, not commander, their construction yard 1 spot down. I don't think so. I don't think it's going to matter all that much. I mean, look at the placement. Like, it might be like ever so slightly like 1 spot over, which of course it does matter. But does it really matter that much? I don't think so. On the other hand, having your first harvester load in from the side rather than the back, that matters because actually Jamie is the one who's ahead in eco through that first harvester. And right now just 3 to 3, that means it's airstrip time. Right? Sometimes you do see a greedy play where someone does go like 4 harvesters, but well, airstrip would make a lot of sense, and it's what what we usually see. Flamethrowers blowing each other up. We're 1-to-1 in KD right now. There is an airstrip, and there is an airstrip. Wow. Well, I'm a sightseer. Or, no. The other thing. The, like, people who look through a clear ball. Future teller? Fortune teller? Something like that. Anyways, over here now, 4th ref out for Jamie, and the 4th one is out now for Twizzy as well. Twizzy's 4th is actually a lot more efficient. And why is that? Oh, that's why. Because their, like, 3rd one was up north, or like 2nd one. Right, that makes a lot more sense. This one is actually quite a lot less efficient already. And that is another refinery on both sides. Yay! Like, yeah, on both sides. So, buggy numbers for Twizzy already moving in, and don't tell me they are able to snipe this construction yard immediately, right? Because if they are able to do that, that is going to hurt Jamie a lot. Well, lucky for Jamie, they are not going to be able to do that. And they don't have an Apache to like bait and switch and like actually do take it out anyways. But hey, Jamie needs to pay attention to it, they have to repair it. Because maybe Twizzy just goes in for another round. I mean, there are still no defenses there. Buggy numbers for, well, Jamie are better in the middle. In total, I would say that it was better for Twizzy at that point. Second airstrip is now out, and second is out as well for Twizzy and Jamie both. Starting with Jamie. Bikes are out for, like, Jamie first. And Twizzy hasn't really bought any bikes yet. Could allow for a snipe by Jamie at some point. But I don't really expect to see it yet. And construction yacht sell-off by Twizzy. Right. Most of the forces are all pulled down. Is the engineer able to do something? Honestly, if there is ever a time, this would not be a bad one. Twizzy's engineer, it definitely could capture something. If it captures the enemy construction yard, this might just be over. Because then you're in the enemy base and all that. And look at the numbers here, like no turrets would be produced then. And honestly, it looks a lot like it. I didn't know, but I kinda, like, had a feeling with that engineer walking like that. And also because of this feeling. Game is paused at 4:13 because Jamie just gives it up. They were like, oh, damn it. Or at least I assume they were like, oh, damn it. They cut my construction yard. Okay, I can't do anything. I can't defeat this. That means it's now 2-1 for Twizzy. Eco 18,900 for Twizzy and 21,275 for Jamie, who is now also in low power. Game 4 on Serves Up between Jamie, still in the red, versus all the way on the other side, it is Twizzy in the yellow. It is Nod for Jamie and it is Nod for Twizzy. Alright. We're not going to see people like Twizzy move all the way into the middle of the map. We are not, no. Did see that last time, I believe. Twizzy moving like actually to the pretty much perfect middle. I think so, yes. I think that was Twizzy. Anyways, standard opening here with like hand and nod and like double refinery and like a hand of nod here and like a singular refinery and now the double. Alright. So, scouting for Jamie will actually be seemingly quite good, unless this flamethrower has something to say about it. And that it does. Okay. Triple ref over here, triple ref over here as well. These two are like better in efficiency compared to the ones in the back here. But in the future that would change with like the front fields, which are better for Jamie's position. Somewhat. I mean, having one here, it's like pretty efficient anyways, because it's like side loading. Which also works quite well. Anyways, Twizzy's scouting is really good. Jamie's scouting not so much. Is it going to matter? Not as much as in a GDI mirror, where you could like quite easily go for like an Orca snipe or something. Apache snipe is like not allowed, so I don't know when it is allowed. And hey, that's a very clever idea, Jamie. Not going into low power and rather going for an airstrip first in order to not block yourself off of the rest of the map. Like, it's an idea other players really need to consider as well. It's been a while, it was like only in round 1 that I saw that, but oh well. Players just weren't confident on the maps, they didn't know the maps, so like, okay, I get it. Still stupid. Buggy numbers in the middle, well, better for Twizzy. 4 versus 2, but hey, a bike to counter that. And with these 3 pulling in as well, Twizzy needs to get out of there. Pulling back forces because hey, another 4 buggies over there. So grouping up would work quite well. Jamie once again going for like quite early bikes. Does that surprise us? No. I mean, bikes deal a lot of damage, and it forces your enemy to micro. So it doesn't really surprise me, but it's not something you often see. Well, it is. Not this early, I feel. Anyways, 5 refineries, double airstrip over there. Not yet on this side. And in the middle, we just have a good old fight going on. Just 1 buggy and 1 bike fighting the whole force from Twizzy, and actually manages to push them back. Because these units were not engaging. Alright, over here, are you going to block? Yes, you are. Very nice. And that could actually get the eco lead from Jamie back. It was 16,000 versus 15,000, blocking that 1 harvester. Overtime is going to matter. It slows Jamie down. And it has already flipped. Wow, 16,600 versus 16,700. Okay. Buggy numbers over here are amazing for Twizzy though. Are going to have a little bit of a difficult time against the turret. Which, yeah. Jamie really likes the turrets, don't they? Like another 2 turrets. Nothing has been here for Twizzy. What this turret does make a lot of sense. This one did make a little bit of sense. I mean, it was firing at least. But it's still like 1,500 worth of turret. That's a lot. Especially for the ones which aren't doing anything. Over here. Maybe they'll finally see some action. And that's a lot of buggies though. Eco lead is now like almost 800 for Twizzy. And, well, buggy numbers over here are amazing. And, did you get another capture? This time around, I am the stupid one. I didn't see it happen. It probably went all the way around there and done. Because there is no construction yet there. So I do expect that it was just a capture with the, like, given engineer. I should have seen it. I didn't. I was too focused on the fight here. But that's likely going to result in another Twizzy win. the forces over here seem very good for Twizzy, don't get me wrong. Or like, well, that is insult to injury for Jamie. Because if these forces are better for Jamie, then they might have a chance. But look at it all coming in. 3,500 in the bank, another like 2,500 ahead in eco. And they're very close to the airstrips from Jamie. Oh. I think this is gonna be it. Buggy going down, bike going down, another buggy going down, and maybe another bike going down and another buggy. One buggy left. And yeah, eco could go down as well over here. If Twizzy wants to focus on that, and look at this stream of units. That's one airstrip gone. No turrets to defend from this side. This airstrip could quite easily go down as well. Just a couple of minigunners are not going to stop this many buggies. And at the same time, look, well, there were 3 harvesters over here, there is now only 1. And we might actually just see the refineries go down as well. And not really. Well, the refinery went down, not the harvesters. So that's now 3-1 to Twizzy, which means that Twizzy will move on to the semi-finals, or the winners' finals, against the winner between Critical Mad and AOD. So, well done that you made it this far into the video. Consider watching the video in your lower left, but that's all I'm going to have for you today, and I'll see you in another video. Bye. Twizzy also with some pretty good eco.